Okay, welcome back to Crit Couch. I'm Michael.
I'm Skylar.
And I think I know where the magic key is. We're gonna take a little jaunt and see if I can find that.
Really,
God damn it!
Really plunged into his memory banks and found. Oh, because everything's respawned.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean it would have respawned anyway, because if you like move more than like 2 screens or something away, it respawns things. But I mean, it wouldn't have mattered. Like,
I've been wondering about that though.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it really early on. Certain things don't respawn, like the gomas and stuff. I don't believe
you're like
will
mini
respawn.
bosses.
So this room is where.
We think this is where we need to be.
No, it is, and so I guess this is actually kind of a. There's so fucking many. Just son of a bitch. That's well. Here we are.
Welcome to the shit.
I don't know if this works on it. It does.
Hey, that's not bad.
God, he's moving fast.
Go Speed Racer, go!
So this is one of those like.
Oh! I thought the flame was gonna get. Holy moly! Wow!
Yeah.
Oh, hey!
That's where the map is.
Yeah.
Behind the bombed wall. That's behind all of the blue dark nuts.
He loves this game, guys. He loves this game.
Immediately
an
into
extra
another
Goma
boss.
for you. Jeez. Well, yeah. Hey, 8th dungeon.
So, man, I have over the years like this is a very formative game for me. You know, we talked in the first episodes about like the idea of like my dad and my uncle sitting on the couch with the map, kind of like directing me, and how like there was a communal sense of like exploration and like sharing information, and even down to like the idea of talking to people at school about these things. And so like I think there is still a lot of value in that idea, but and I actually thought about this. I mean, Elden Ring is so recent and so big that it's just going to be it's going to be on everybody's mind about discussions. And I think especially because like Breath of the Wild and Elden Ring are kind of two sides of a coin of open world design. Really? It's hard to not talk about some of the things that like Elden Ring has brought to the table.
That is my favorite key.
Yeah, he's such a happy little lion. He's like, "Rower."
Times A.
Just put me indoors. Just put me indoors. I love that times A because it's basically like a hex thing where they were just like, yeah, just use the hex value. It's fine. And I think a great illustration of what I'm going to talk about is, I don't know if you saw that thing where like somebody was poking around, I guess in Elden Ring's code, because that's another fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, they don't. Those blue dark nuts, they don't mess around.
Well, I just like you brute forcing your way through to.
Fuck.
This is special to watch. Will he make it out of the dungeon? Place your bets now.
I mean, there's no more enemies, so I will.
Oh. Well,
but
somebody
was poking around in the code and like found this wall that had like 50 like it had a health value or something, and it ended up being that it was like a bug, and but if you hit the wall like, I don't know, 100 times or something like that, the wall actually would break. And so of course, like, because that game is so much about just like hiding secrets and stuff,
nice.
The whistle takes you to
the next dungeon,
the nearest dungeon. Yeah. So anyway, you know, that ended up being a bug, which, you know, in a game of Elden Ring's density with all of the different systems and stuff that exist within it, you're gonna have things that were overlooked, things that were like tested. Like maybe that was a wall that was supposed to be a hidden door to something that never manifested, and when they reset all of the stuff, they forgot to reset that correctly. Whatever, you know, there's a million reasons.
Actually, so because the progression of that was very interesting. How that came out, and it, you know, we talked about sensationalized news and especially game journalism a little bit recently. It was like, oh, secret doors in Elden Ring, change the game, yada yada. All this stuff hit within like 24 hours, and one of the one of the other, I think they go by Zuli the Witch. They do a lot of like delving into the code and stuff. They tried to clear up what was going on very quickly, and I don't know if that story got out there as much. Go look up Zuli the Witch. She's going to do a much better job of explaining this than I will right now. But they had to try and work against the sensationalized news and basically what you were getting at, explain that there are lots of walls in the game that have this that used to probably be hidden walls when they were trying to figure out the flow of the levels and stuff and where they wanted to put hidden walls. These walls innately have like a health to them that allow you to, when you roll into them or hit them, basically trigger, oh, it took damage, make the wall go away. And so there's like two parameters. There's the health, and then there's like the can it actually be hit parameter. Well, the problem was
they didn't take off the can it be hit parameter.
Exactly. And so there was something about that particular wall where it should have been turned off, but it wasn't. And so it's like it didn't, like all the news sites talking about, and people were like, oh, this game's so shit. I can't believe they do a wall like this. And it's like, no.
Yeah, and part of why that discussion is interesting to me specifically is because before Elden Ring came out, I had seen discussion online over the years, retrospectively, about Zelda, and kind of like looking at it through a modern lens, which is always dangerous in terms of like design, because there's a lot of technological limitations and things you just don't run into in a modern setting, and it's hard to weigh.
So maybe you should go left, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It's hard to weigh this game against modern design principles because they didn't have the lessons that have carried down. It's like being mad at like Model T cars for having crappy wheels, but also like the roads were different. It's a completely different circumstance. Yeah. So this is Spectacle Rock because it's like two little eyes.
Oh, okay.
And this is where Ganon is.
That's a good analogy, though, because that's something we always love classic car aesthetics, right? And there's like the old muscle car, or the old like
so you have to put gas in it.
Stuff. Well, true that, but there's something to be said of like, have you ever driven a car that doesn't have power steering?
I have, because the power steering gears in my old truck died.
Well,
and let me tell you what an upper body workout that was.
Yeah. Well, and I was asking that question like openly.
But I have a specific example where I learned firsthand on accident what it was like. Yeah, and it was like when that power steering fluid was gone and those gears weren't working, I had to drag my body weight into that truck to turn it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you talk about like an old Chevelle or something like that, like an old Malibu. Like, guys, there wasn't power steering. Like, those cars are not a fun ride.
But okay, before we keep talking, I do want to listen here for a second, because this is the one place in the game.
Is there an audio cue? The hell?
The music is different. It's like you hear like do 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 do
yeah.
do. Like, it's a way more tense music.
Yeah, it's very
It's also
foreboding.
like the biggest dungeon in the game. So this is level 9. When we get the map, it's going to be a giant skull.
Oh.
So this might take us a little while to get through, maybe an episode or two. We'll see. Yeah, actually, this might be the final. We'll see. We'll see where we sit, because we're about 9 minutes right now.
I mean, if we want to just run long on the final episode, let's do it, man.
Yeah. So there's going to be 2 items. We have to find one of them. We have to get the silver arrow, because, as always, you need the silver arrow to kill Ganon. The red ring will be nice because it will reduce the damage we take, but depending on how much my dumbass has to wander around to find it. If you come in here early, there is an old man here blocking you, telling you need to have the Triforce to move through here. So you have to have the completed Triforce, which isn't going to be on the pause screen in a dungeon, because it's just not.
Just trust us. We completed it.
I mean, we literally, the last episode, completed it. But anyway, so some of that conversation that has come up around this game has been criticism for, like, I hate fucking whiz robes. And I also hate whiz robes. But some of the criticism that's come up around this game has been the number of just like arbitrary secrets that, you like that. Like you just have to throw random shit at walls and see what happens. And in later games, part of the way they addressed that was by like actually putting visual markers and stuff for like wall cracks and things, so that you knew you needed to place a bomb here. And if we ever play Link to the Past on this show, we will see this. I don't know if I want to do this yet. We'll see, like,
that's where Batman lives.
You also have like you can hold your sword out in front of you to charge it up for like a spin attack, but if you bounce that sword into the wall, it'll make like a hollow kind of tink sound, so that you actually know that you're supposed to be able. Oh boy, this is going. Oh fuck. Okay, this dungeon's gonna be a little rough. Because some of these rooms I can't remember if you actually have to go through the stairways on. We'll come back to that one. Just okay, boys. But where I'm going with that is like this game has come under criticism for a lot of that kind of like weird sort of you just don't know until you try, even though at least by Miyamoto's own admission, that was part of the concept, was that like you just had to try things. And granted, technologically there were limitations that there were limitations that made it so that like you couldn't put as many graphics on the screen or cues or whatever. So like that has to be taken into account. Yeah. Anyway, where I'm looping with this is that like with Elden Ring coming out, a lot of people, like those conversations come back up like a lot there because there's pieces of that argument that say, man, this is such shit design because, why should I just have to like poke at all of these walls to find anything? But the other side of that is people who are like, this game is so cool, there's just like so many things to find and so many interactions to find. And part of that has to do with reward. It has to do with like what you are getting out of all of that poking, which in this game usually it's just like this is the way to get through the dungeon. The tools don't have a lot of interesting interactions. You don't really find a lot of tools behind those really obscure walls. So that at least makes it feel a little bit worse that you expend all of this effort and it doesn't feel like you're really getting as much back. And the other thing I think where like the Souls games in general work with their okay, that's fine. It's fine. And this of course won't apply to you if you're not playing online, but the messaging system that's in the Souls games, because people can like let other people know that they have found a wall or something that you need to mess with. Oh, sorry. Bushes were scratching at my window, and it sounded like somebody's creeping around outside.
All the stalkers.
Yeah, all the people that are like anxiously watching me play Legend of Zelda. Sorry, it just really sounds like somebody's out there. Might just be a cat or something. But like those messages serve as a substitution for what in the hell? Okay, sorry. I have to go check this because that is like a little too.
Yeah, it actually does sound like a critter, huh? Just a quick little intermission, everybody.
Oh, it's that big fucking lizard.
Oh, really? The little dragon?
Yeah, he's like chilling on the window. He's climbing up the.
Yeah.
He's got my own little Gleeok outside.
Yeah.
Climbing up. Bro, I need you to chill.
I wonder, will that pick up on the mic at all?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because the mic never like picked up the dogs or stuff. Anyway, that messaging system serves as like a substitute for the whole idea of talking to your friends, right? Because it gives you a place.
Not the queen bee. What is this thing called?
I do not remember.
Okay. We'll call it Ribombi. The cutest Pokemon.
But yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of where I was going with that. Was like, it's interesting to watch this circle kind of loop back around now to where criticisms about this game.
You got it, old man. Is there a bomb in here?
Probably. Yeah.
Could you just imagine Link walking in with like, go to the next room, and he's just like. Ugh.
Also, like, the guy clearly knows that there is another room to go to, but he doesn't tell me which direction to go. Like, he is being purposefully an asshole about it.
I just like being cryptic.
Except I have to survive the next room.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that kind of is the conclusion of that thought, is that it's just interesting to have watched this sort of come full circle, where that conversation now feels like there is a positive vibe around the idea of secrets, as long as there is one, a worthwhile reward for the exploration, and two, there's sort of open avenues.
That's a bag of monkeys if we get into that conversation,
yeah,
and how we both think about it.
Like, but I mean, that's going to be anything, right? Like,
yeah.
like a worthwhile reward is always going to be relative to
what are you trying to get out of the game.
Yeah, like if I'm playing a racing game, a worthwhile reward is going to look different than if I'm playing a puzzle game or like a point and click adventure game. So like, and then even within that, like, you know, you have the whole kind of issue of subgenre, and you know, like
something above this one.
Maybe.
Nope.
I know.
Whoa, that's an interesting.
Yeah, that
animation.
is actually a really cool effect. Oh, I have so few hearts. Oh.
Play it safe. I'd say just get out of there when he's doing the weird. Well.
Yeah, I forgot to go buy another. There is a high probability that this is going to end poorly. Here's a single heart for you.
Hell yeah.
Damn it, it's just another. I was hoping there was like the red ring or something in here, because I really don't oh god, and another stairway.
Well,
is this an item? Is this? Fuck me.
What, you said the red ring like halves the amount of damage you took?
Yeah, the red ring is like another armor upgrade for me.
Okay.
God damn it.
I know we talked about making this the finale, but I was gonna say
I think we may.
Yeah. You want to cut and then we'll.
Yeah, let me kill these likes.
Yeah.
We're
not gonna lie, super need to pee all of a sudden.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Well, it's not like you're going to be tricked into thinking this is the finale, because the episode title's not finale. So
you know what?
Sorry, y'all.
Here's the fun part. You knew before we did.
Yep. Next time on Crit Couch, Skylar will have an empty tank.
Yep. Unless I drink more coffee.